we just had a very frank conversation with the Senate and House Democratic leadership. Look, the principle at stake here is very simple. We have disagreements about tax policy, but you don't shut that government down. We have disagreements about health care policy, but you don't shut the government down. You don't use your policy disagreements as leverage to not pay our troops, to not have essential services of government actually function. We told them it was absurd, and now they come in here saying that if you don't give us everything that we want, we're going to shut down the government. We think that's preposterous. We think it's totally unacceptable, and we think the American people are going to suffer because these guys won't do the right thing.
There's nothing partisan in here. No policy riders, none of our big party preferences, because we want to do the right thing by the American people and allow more time for negotiation.
We have very large differences on health care and on their ability to undo whatever budget we agree to through rescissions and through impoundment, as well as pocket rescissions. And I think for the first time, the president heard our objections and heard why we needed a bipartisan bill. Their bill has not one iota of Democratic input. That is never how we've done this before. When I was leader, we negotiated 4 times with Republicans, and we never had a shutdown. And so it's up to the Republicans whether they want to shut down or not. We've made to the president some proposals. Our Republican leaders will have to talk to them about them, but ultimately he's the decision maker.
It was a frank and direct discussion with the President of the United States and Republican leaders, but significant and meaningful differences remain. Democrats are fighting to protect the health care of the American people. And we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans. Period. Full stop.
Well, we've done that in the past and it's gone nowhere. I mean, there's 2 things here. Number one, there really weren't negotiations. I mean, we had this 11th hour meeting today. The earlier one was canceled. In fact, number one, the president told Republicans going to talk to Democrats. A bad idea. And where there's a real need to get reassurance, or some assurance from the president that whatever deal we make, he won't just rip up. And keep in mind, that's what's really different here. The president has impounded money. He's frozen expenditures that have been authorized by Republicans and Democrats. And that goes to the heart of Congress's authority on spending and on taxing.
Right now, it's like you're running the risk of plunging our nation into chaos. Millions and millions of lives will be upended, and now that's the kinds of message. What kind of message does that send to our country and to our allies and to our enemies as well now too? It's now we can't effectively work together enough to enforce our shutting government down. For me, voting to keep our government open is the right thing. Now, I'm not saying it's caving if they shut it down, but I do think you have significant risks. And remember, how do we start it back open? You know, we have to come back through them.
Oh, they'll find a way out. I'm not overly worried about a long government shutdown. Democrats love the government too much and shut it down very long. There'll be some compromise. Their demands are just beyond the pale. We're not going to undo the one big beautiful bill to keep the government open. They'll find some compromise. I'm not worried about that.
Humans are supposed to have evolved as a species. I don't get Chuck's position on that. If you think about it politically, it makes more sense. I'm not saying it's right, but it makes more sense. I think Senator Schumer he is in trouble back home with the Gary Busey wing of his party, and he's got to show them how tough he is. I just hate to see the American people pay the price for his politics.
We are ready, we are willing, we are able to find a bipartisan path forward and reaching a spending agreement that actually keeps the government open, but meets the needs of the American people in terms of their health, their safety, and their economic well-being, related to lowering the high cost of living as opposed to allowing tens of millions of Americans to experience dramatically increased health care costs. What we will not do is support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. Over the last several months, Republicans have created a healthcare crisis in the United States of America. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history, triggering the possibility of a $536 billion cut to Medicare if Congress does not act because of what happened with the One Big Ugly Bill. Republicans have refused to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, and as a result of that, millions of working class Americans are going to experience skyrocketing premiums, copays, and deductibles at a time when America is already too expensive. This is a five-alarm fire in terms of the Republican-caused health care crisis. And that's why Democrats are determined to turn things around. We've said from the beginning that we're willing to find a bipartisan path forward, and our line in the sand is the bill has to help everyday Americans, not hurt everyday Americans. Let's be clear about what this group of people have done. This One Big Ugly Bill that Republicans passed, they're telling the American people what they're all about. Largest cut to Medicaid in American history, ripping food from the mouths of hungry children, hungry seniors, and hungry veterans, and they did all of that to reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks. That's what Republicans have been all about in terms of governing this year. And we're not down with any of that. It's not complicated. So our view is, yeah, we'll find a bipartisan path forward to meet the needs of the American people, starting with health care. Republicans control the House and the Senate, and there's a Republican president. If the government shuts down, it's because Republicans want to shut the government down. We've been in a five-alarm fire since January 20th. Mass firings have occurred since January 20th. They've triggered an environment where costs are going up, not down, despite their promise to change that dynamic. All the things that make America the great country that we are actually under assault.
Welcome to Money Control, your ultimate destination in the ever-evolving world of finance, business, markets, policy, and technology. India's preeminent news platform, driven by facts and fueled by data. A platform made in India, for India, and for the world. Moneycontrol.com has a staggering reach of 100 million plus monthly active users and 6.02 million daily active users. Being a transformative digital force, reshaping how we engage with money, markets, and news. Setting us apart is our commitment to delivering accurate information and empowering financial decision-making in a dynamic ecosystem. Seeking a deeper dive into the financial realm, we present Money Control Pro, a powerhouse of exclusive insights, providing actionable investment ideas and expert analysis. Because in today's fast-paced world, informed decisions demand both information and expertise. And we have 1 million plus Money Control Pro total paid subscribers and 100% return in 1.5 years, beating the market. Explore market trends, access expert opinions, and utilize essential financial tools all at your fingertips. Join the millions who trust moneycontrol.com for their financial journey, where facts meet finance and data drives decisions. Think markets, think Money Control.